Business opportunities. Let's get a business perspective now. Welcome to the stage, Russell Goodenough from Fujitsu.
Yeah, my name's Russell. I work for a big Japanese technology company. I guess I wanted to start off with a big bang that said this is what the future of transport network is going to be like. So it's going to be like the Jetsons. Okay. No, well, it is possible that if we continue the pace of change that we have at the moment, it's far, far more like the Flintstones, I guess. That's my concern working for a big Japanese tech provider. We've got loads of stuff, but we struggle to apply it. I struggle with the question of what the road network and what transport's going to be like beyond 2020 sometimes, because in my industry, what we're seeing just at the moment is that transformation and change is non-linear. So we really struggle to predict the future based on our interpretation of what's gone before. So I could use lots and lots of examples of web apps and lots of smartphone apps that get quite frequently trotted out at conferences like this, but I won't use that word, that describe what's transformative, really deep disruption. I think it troubles me that when we come to conferences like this, we don't see enough of the kind of 16 or 17 or 20-year-olds who are actually responsible for those transformations. And that's one challenge for us here in the room, how we engage that audience and how we bring them into this discussion. I think if I do genuinely look about the nature of the transport network, not necessarily just the road network, but I'm certain we're going to see it much, much more deeply personalized interaction with transport services. It seems almost inevitable that the smartphone revolution is going to continue and that your engagement with road services, rail services, and the aviation sector is going to be delivered by wearable tech, perhaps. I think we're going to see it much, much, much more integrated. I'm a massive advocate of transport on demand, of mobility as a service. And that does imply kind of echoing some of the other messages that have come out of this conference around open data and data sets, being able to join those up for the benefit of the consumer, the passenger, the traveler, rather than the operator. I think we're going to see that the future of the transport networks related, it's more connected and it's more social. And it's, again, kind of hard to interpret what that means. But social media is pervasive in lots and lots of areas of our society. It's struggling to gain traction in the transport sector. I can't help but think it's inevitable we're going to see penetration of those kind of new techniques of engaging with a new customer base coming into our sector. And finally, I think we are going to see a huge revolution come out of increased automation. So you alluded to autonomous vehicles. I don't think it's just about autonomous cars, although I'm hugely excited about them emerging. Increased automation and artificial intelligence is going to touch everything we do. It's not just going to affect the vehicles themselves and the way that freight is moved around on the road network. It's going to affect the very nature of the UK's economy. So it's really not very far in the future before we see legal impact, that legal profession heavily impacted, the kind of accountancy profession, even things like delivering education in a different way through artificial intelligence methods. And it'd be nice to think about what are the impacts on the traveling public when we just don't travel to the same sort of jobs, when the commute at 9 o'clock and 5 o'clock isn't the heavy demand that it is right now. I really don't think we're very far off seeing a deeply disruptive change. So I think when we talk about the subject, we've got stuff that we talk about that's changing attitudes, changing the way people consume transport services. And that is related to the nature of jobs, nature of the UK economy, nature of the jobs themselves and the way people consume transport. And then we've got lots and lots of stuff that we can talk about, the transport, the technology for the vehicles themselves, whether it's, as you describe, kind of new ways of intelligent lampposts or power generation through the road network. I suppose, trying to be a little bit controversial, I think we're just not moving enough. The kind of future, at the pace we're moving, we're really going to struggle to predict it. We seem to be turning planning decisions into increasingly complex decisions, and the market is not going to wait. So if we think that technology is deeply involved in the roads, we are going to see something deeply disruptive because we're taking too much time to insert new tech that delivers a totally different way of delivering a transport network that supports our economy. I'm intrigued by, in terms of developments in my area, Elon Musk seems to be investing in OpenAI, and what he's trying to do, I think, is create an environment where we generate the tech so that the future can be good. And I think I subscribe to that. So I haven't got a single vision of the future. I think we're really struggling to work out what the disruptive tech is going to be, but we know it's coming. And the best thing that we can do is create a really productive environment for the genuine innovators who are in the next generation to make that happen just as quickly as possible.
Okay, thanks, Russell.